Calling to order regular council meeting Tuesday, April 2nd, 2019. The time is now
6:34 p.m.
6:34 p.m. Dr. Guy, can you call the roll?
Councilor Austin.
Present.
Councilor Martin.
Present.
Councilor Gaddison is going to be running a little late. Councilor Smith.
Present.
Councilor Graham.
Present. Okay, remarks of public on agenda items, 2 minutes. The agendas can be found in the back last row.
Last week there was, and I think it was 15, 19 or something like that, an agenda for the bus depot on Mount Overlook or whatever look it is. And the mayor withdrew his, he said sponsorship, he can't sponsor the legislation. What he meant, he withdrew his request of, what is it? Anyway, my time is moving. Request, to support that legislation, bring it before council. So I think it was you, Julie, Graham, to sponsor it. And I find it, I find almost words undescribable. He doesn't have to sponsor that. That's your duty. All you have to do is pick up the legislation and say, okay, I can do this legislation. Here it is. Just you take his name off it and you sponsor the legislation to move the legislation forward. I cannot fathom in my finite mind why we as a people of color would do this to our children. That is the holistic approach of education. Getting the children from point A to point B, and that is the school, and taking them back. Buses have been around all of my life, and probably all of yours, because of probably I'm older than some of you, been around. And then we want to do this, and then the schools are paying $80-some thousand. I don't know whether that's a month or whether that's a year or whatever, when they have property and going to build their own facility to house their buses and not pay that. And then you can't support that? You don't need him to do that. You write the legislation. That's your job. And sponsor it. And then for people to come here and say, man, we had 2 or 3 or 5 people coming here and they just spoke and said something about it. And then you have to look at the holistic approach, not looking at just one side of what is it going to do to our future tomorrow.
That's your time. And I want to remind everyone that it's remarks of public on agenda items, so whatever is on the actual agenda.
So the bus ain't on?
No, it's not on the agenda.
They took it all to the.
Oh, they did.
Any other remarks? Okay, minutes to be approved. We have March 19, 2019 regular council.
Madam President, I move the March 19, 2019 regular council meeting minutes be approved. Second.
Councilor Austin.
Yay.
Councilor Martin.
Yay.
Councilor Smith.
Yay.
Councilor Graham.
Yeah.
March 19th regular council minutes are approved.
Madam Chairman, I move that the March 26, 2019 personnel and appointment meeting be approved. Second.
Councilor Austin.
Yay.
Councilor Martin.
Yay.
Councilor Smith.
Yay.
And Councilor Green. Yay. The March 26th personal appointments minutes are approved.
And Madam President, I move that the March 28, 2019 agenda review meeting be approved. Second.
Okay, Councilor Austin.
Yay.
Councilor Martin.
Yay.
Councilor Smith.
Yay.
Councilor Brown.
Yeah.
The March 28th agenda review minutes are approved.
Okay, next we have reports and announcements from Mayor Brandon L. King, but we have law director
Oh,
Emmons.
okay. I think many of you were there at the State of the City address made by Mayor Brandon L. King. I think that the turnout and the support was tremendous. I think he gave key points about the city that the citizens benefited from, and I think that he would like to thank everybody who came and who attended and who received him with such a warm enthusiasm. Charter Review Commission, I would like to reserve time on that so that he's upstairs now working, so that when he does arrive, he can address that.
Any other updates?
No, none of this.
All right, so we have receipts of communication, Dr. Guy.
Yeah, they're, the Auditor of State, they're currently conducting an audit of the pension plans for police and fire and also employees. So that is underway. They're going to be providing a report of their findings once that is complete. See the next one, we got
Completion date is April 5th, correct? Or anticipated completion date?
anticipated completion date will be April 5th. So they're working with the finance department. See, next we have, you all had got the letter from the Ohio Municipal League at the last meeting. So just to reiterate, it is a transportation infrastructure statement. Pretty much what it just says is that most of the municipalities don't have the funding to do their infrastructure for the roads and everything. So this is just to help legislators give them some ammunition to take to the state and federal levels concerning any funding for that. We have completed the legal phase of working with American Legal to get the legal reporting into them. So they'll review the report from our law department and kind of move forward with the next step, which is to actually put together the actual, what used to be the Green Book, but it'll be the codified ordinances through 2018. So that's still continuing. Then we have Dominion Energy. Notice from them of filing to establish a new rate recovery mechanism. So they are looking to establish a capital expenditure program. Through PUCO, Public Utilities Commission of Ohio. They want to defer certain expenses associated with capital expenditures to expand, improve, or replace its facilities to serve customers. So they're looking to essentially get a rider to recover both deferred expenses and ongoing costs related to the assets, which they attribute the cost to. So I think I don't know if it'll affect residents because we have a NOPEC happening for the city. So just check in with Dominion, or residents check with your city council members to ask further questions about that. And then lastly, there was a notice from the director of the Black Women's Commission. She came and spoke before council some weeks ago. So they are in process of moving forward with some of the things that the council had requested, such as looking for sponsors. So they did find a sponsor. They have been in communication with the county council person, Cheryl Stevens. So they're just moving along with that process in hopes to come back before this council to get their support. So that's it.
Okay, thank you. Actually, since the mayor is here, can you acknowledge Mayor King and also Councilwoman Gadsden is here present. We went over reports and announcements. However, law director wants to reserve time for you to give us any updates on the Charter Review Commission or any other updates.
Updates. So, pardon me, Council President, councilors, for being a little tardy. No, just got done with the State of the City address Saturday. Thank you all for coming out. It's a well-attended event. And as such, there were a number of things that kind of got pushed to the back burner, if you will, trying to prepare for Saturday's event. So, in advance of the new fiscal commission that'll be coming in, and we should be meeting in the next week or so, trying to get all of the paperwork in order for the MLK, all the paperwork in order for the John Deere, and we're working on some new snowplows, as well as some new software for the city and some of its departments, new personnel. So that would conclude my report. And then in regards to the Charter Review Commission, I did, as we discussed the last time, and all I did was create that. And it's just, it just shows same thing like we did the last time, except this is for Charter Review appointments. And we were waiting on the date from you guys, as well as to see if the company that you have doing the work for you now would be the facilitator of this commission. So that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, it was brought to my attention by one of the residents that the format of the agenda has changed, but it still contains the same information. So while the format is not exactly what it was before, it contains the same information. It's just a change in format. No information has been lost. So I just wanted to state that since Mr. Omaze wanted to point that out, but it's just a change in format. All right, next we have reports from council committees. We have General Services.
Thank you, Madam President. The General Services Committee for the month of March did not have a quorum, so we did not present new information. However, the next General Services Administration meeting will take place on Tuesday, April 23rd at 5:30 p.m. at this location. I had a couple of notes I wanted to share. We've been trying to do a better job at tracking the tires that show up after a property is torn down. I made a contact with the young lady at the land bank who said that they would be responsible for the tires that are placed on the tree lawn and give them about a week after that property is torn down. So if those tires are not recovered on your block or in your neighborhood within a week by the land bank team, if you would give me a call so I can give them a call. My number is 216-338-3071. And that is going to assist them in keeping track of where the tires may show up that are specifically associated with land bank demolition. They're not doing all the tires throughout the city. They only want to focus on the ones that are specific to a property that they own and or has been recently demolished. Identifying land bank issue property concerns. If you will give me a call at that number so I can share that, because they don't know what they don't know, because they don't have a team that's large enough to assess all of their properties until they're demolished or recovered to the tax record, if you will. So to your question, concern, Madam President, that's all I have for General Services.
Thank you. Councilman Martin, Chair of Health and Safety.
Yes, Health and Safety met March 12th, and the council president mentioned the Black Women Commission, Kim Brown, Kim Hurd. One of the ladies, Danielle, was killed in a shooting in the Lee Road area. So she's trying to put together a signage. We'll be discussing it at our next Health and Safety Committee meeting, April 9th. I hope the council people will be there so we can tweak it and do what we need to do, and the mayor. We also talked about hiring an electrician at the meeting. We talked about seasonal workers. Will be adding one CDL driver and one electrician. We recognize the great work in the service department that is being done, led by a very competent Antonio Marshall. And also, we talked about increasing their salaries. And that was a general consensus of everybody. The mayor's going to do what they can to help that come about. The awareness warning emergency, that's the Sanaya thing, that was discussed, and she prepared some information. Also, the Commander Mitchell provided some police stats. I'll just gloss over them briefly. A narcotics investigation, SWAT raid was conducted at 1117 East 125th Street. The SWAT team arrested 3 individuals, including a male wanted for homicide out of the Cleveland. 3 firearms were suspected. Heroin, crack cocaine, marijuana, and cash were recovered. Also, the police department is platooning, and that seems to be working pretty good. We have an excellent police department. That covered basically a general of what was taking place. We have a pending legislation 2019, which is people operating vehicles under the influence, and we're going to increase the penalty if you vote in favor. And as a point of personal privilege, I would like to stand up and say that at our last council meeting, it was the Honorable Mayor Brandon King's birthday. So you give a round of applause for his birthday. Go ahead. Give him a round of applause. His birthday doesn't come around once a year. We are fraternity brothers. Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, a great organization. So he wasn't here for the body here to acknowledge his birthday, but I took it upon myself as a Kappa brother to give him something for his birthday.
Thank you, my dear brother. I
God bless you.
appreciate
Thank you. All right.
Next we have personnel and appointments. Councilwoman Gass.
President, I too would like to apologize for being tardy. So our last personnel and appointments meeting was held on Tuesday, March 26th. We spoke about the fiscal commission appointment, and the mayor stated that the state auditors needed an appointment soon, so that will definitely be coming down the pike. The mayor began to identify candidates for the commission, for the Charter Review Commission, and suggested that we come up with a timeline for the selection so that it may make the November ballot. And then also, lastly, we spoke about the City Council handbook and whether or not to finalize the current update or to basically go with the city employee handbook. The discussion was to move forward with the updated council handbook so that it will not be delayed for approval, and updates have been submitted to Dr. Guy since 2016 for council review and approval, and that we ask the council to review it in sections, and it will be a standing agenda item until it is complete. Also, just to recap, Lee Coleman, the trapper for groundhogs, is in the Millionaire Road area. This week, he and his crew have begun mapping out groundhog nests or holes, I guess. So if you see pink flags in the area, that means that it's been identified as a groundhog, I guess, nest. The mayor confirmed that Roxbury Road would be repaved, although we do not have an exact timeline on that. And then I also wanted to commend Mayor King on his State of the City address. It was a phenomenal event. The speech was Obama quality, so I was very proud, I have to say. And then also, I just want to touch on Councilman Austin's report about his contact with the land bank and the tire pickup. I received a list of weekly demolitions from both the land bank as well as Milround Leach, and so any residents who would like to find out which demos are happening where, so they can keep an eye out for that. I'll make that information available to Councilman Austin as well, so you guys will have a heads up on what's going on and when. And that concludes. Oh, and I'm sorry. And the next personal appointments meeting will be Tuesday, April 23rd at 6:30. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilman Trump.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you to my colleagues, Mr. Mayor, Madam Law Director, our great clerk. Most importantly, thank you to our great residents, the great people of East Cleveland. Thank you for coming out to our very important regular council meeting. I chair the Finance Committee. Last Finance Committee meeting, we didn't have any legislation, but or a quorum. So we just had a discussion, if you will, regarding the finances, the fact that we are now under $500,000 in debt and deficit, that we do still have a few outstanding payables. We are current on all of our bills. And once again, I encourage you to come out to not only the regular council meeting, but to all the committee meetings, because they are very, very, very important. Next Finance Committee meeting is April 9th at 6:30 right here at City Hall. I look forward to seeing each and every last one of them. Thank you, Madam President. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilman Smith. I chair contracts and property. There's no report at this time because my next committee meeting will be this Thursday, April 4th at 6:30 p.m. The next agenda review meeting will be Thursday, April 11th, 6:30 p.m. And next regular council meeting Tuesday, April 16th at 6:30 p.m. So we'll move on to proclamation. There are none, so legislation.
This is resolution number 04119, first read, a resolution authorizing the mayor to appoint attorney Robert E. Davis pursuant to revised code 118.05 B2 to fill the current vacancy on the Financial Planning and Supervision Commission established before October 17, 2017 as part of the City of East Cleveland's fiscal emergency requirements, requested by Mayor Brandon L. King and sponsored by Councilors Jay Gaddis and Nathaniel Martin.
So there's our first read. There's no vote on this legislation. Is there any discussion, or can we just move on?
I just want to say that Robert Davis has been in East Cleveland for many years. He's an attorney. He's also on the CMHA board where he's represented as well. So he will be good appointment.
Resolution number 05-19, first read, a resolution authorizing the mayor to accept the City of East Cleveland's fiscal 2017 federal JAG Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant, a sub-award grant for law enforcement equipment in the amount of $14,232, requested by the Chief of Police, and sponsored by Joey Graham and Nathaniel Martin, Council.
Madam Chairman, I just want to say that this is a grant. We don't have to match a grant. We will be getting equipment. It's connected with Cleveland too. If you had a chance to read it, my colleagues. So we definitely are bullish about accepting the grant to help our police officers. Thank you.
It's in the actual agenda.
Okay. Ordinance number 08-19, an ordinance granting conditional use permit to Bristol Manor Banquet Center pursuant to section 1123.03 AA, a place of education, section 1123.03 AC, a church, and section 1123.03 AAA, an event banquet center. Requested by the Community Development Department and sponsored by Joey Graham, Council President.
Ordinance number 08-19 bears the name of President Joey N. Graham. What is your pleasure?
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 08-19. Move for its adoption.
Second.
Any discussion?
I I will say something. This is the actual facility that's across the street, which was formerly the Windermere Church, which I visited. And I have encouraged all the counselors to go and actually take a look at the place, the remodeling and things next to the library. Right. Yeah.
Madam Chairman, I would add that the church is there for many years and it's still a church. But they had a banquet hall in the lower part of the church that could hold over 1,000 people. And I haven't been there since it's been renovated. But also Mr. Lisco is connected to it as the owner. And he's owned property and has done some real good things in the city of Cleveland for years. So we don't really have a facility like that, so that would be a plus for the city.
Okay, Councilor Austin.
Yay.
Councilor Martin.
Yay.
Councilor Gaddison.
Yeah.
Councilor Smith.
Yay.
And Councilor Brown. Ordinance number 0819 is passed. Ordinance number 1219, second read, an ordinance granting a conditional use permit to Enlightenment Ohio LLC pursuant to section 1123.03A, a place of worship or education, in section 1123.03A of the East Cleveland Codified Ordinances for substance abuse treatment located at 14337 Euclid Avenue. Requested by Mayor Brandon L. King and sponsored by Councilors Joey Graham and Nathaniel Martin.
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 1219.
I second that motion.
Councilor Austin.
Yay.
Councilor Martin.
Yay.
Councilor Gaddison.
Nay.
Councilor Smith.
Yay.
Councilor Brown. Okay, ordinance number 12-19 is passed. Okay, ordinance number 15-19 is the second read, an ordinance granting a conditional use permit pursuant to section 1123.03A for McGregor Home to operate an adult daycare at 14800 Private Drive, East Cleveland, Ohio, requested by the Community Development Department and sponsored by Joey Graham, Council President.
Ordinance number 15-19, bears the name of President Joey N. Graham. What is your pleasure?
I can make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 1519. Move for adoption.
I would like to intercede too.
Second.
On that, I would like to be a co-sponsor with that. I think I mentioned it the last time we got to put it on. I'd like to be a co-sponsor on that.
I think I did too. I think I sponsored that one.
Myself and Austin said we'd like to be co-sponsors of this. Okay.
Second.
Discussion.
No.
Councilor Austin.
Yay.
Councilor Martin.
Yay.
Councilor Gaddison.
Yay.
Councilor Smith.
Yay.
And Councilor Brown. Ordinance number 15-19 is passed. Ordinance number 16-19 is the second read, an ordinance authorizing the repeal of the East Cleveland Municipal Ordinance 509.09, use of improper language in schools, requested by the legal department and sponsored by council as a whole. These next two are the American legal recommendations.
If I may, to speak to that, these next few pieces of legislation.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. She addresses the chair and I give her, she can speak. But you cannot, Mr. May, continually interrupt the meeting. It does not have to be based on, okay, go ahead.
Like I said, not only this, but the next four pieces of legislation are in conformity with the recommendations of the American Legal Publishing Company. So I'm speaking as to them prior to the council considering them, because as part of our update and as part of our reorganization of the charter and codified ordinances, the American Legal Publishing Company made certain regulations and recommendations that said that our ordinances were obsolete, antiquated, and didn't serve any useful purposes, and that's why I recommended them to the city council as a body.
Thank you, Director. So, ordinance number 1619, can I get a motion?
I move to adopt ordinance 1619. Move for its adoption.
Second.
Any discussion? I have one comment. You may look at the preamble and say, why are we repealing something that says use of improper language? The basis of this is that it may, because of laws that are in the books currently in the Ohio Revised Code, it may infringe upon a person's First Amendment right in speech. So I just wanted to make that aware, because some people may say, why are we repealing something about improper language? So that's basically why.
Councilor Austin?
Yay.
Councilor Martin?
Yay.
Councilor Gaddison?
Yay.
Councilor Smith?
Yay.
And Councilor Graham?
Yay.
Ordinance number 16-19 is passed. Ordinance number 17-19 is the second reading ordinance authorizing the repeal of the East Cleveland Municipal Ordinance 521.02, tattooing prohibited, requested by the Law Department, sponsored by council as a whole.
Madam Chairman, I move to adopt ordinance 1719 and move for its adoption. I move to sponsor ordinance 1719 and move for its adoption.
Second.
Okay, Councilor Austin?
Yay.
Councilor Martin?
Yay.
Councilor Gaddison?
Yay.
Councilor Smith?
Yay.
And Councilor Graham?
Yay.
Okay, ordinance number 17-19 has passed.
And I will reiterate that this legislation, the subsequent legislation that we're going through, is being sponsored by council as a whole. All of it.
Okay, ordinance number 18-19, an ordinance authorizing the repeal of the East Cleveland Municipal Ordinances 517.16 through 517.18, exhibiting gambling devices, operated amusement devices, and games of chance, requested by the legal department, sponsored by council as a whole.
I'd like to make a motion to sponsor ordinance number 18-19 and move for its adoption.
I second the motion.
Councilor Austin?
Yay.
Councilor Martin?
Yay.
Councilor Gaddison?
Yay.
Councilor Smith?
Yay.
Councilor Graham?
Yay.
Okay, 18-19 is passed. Ordinance number 19-19, an ordinance authorizing the repeal of East Cleveland Municipal Ordinance 509.13, employment of persons where a lockout or strike exists, requested by the Law Department and sponsored by council as a whole.
I'd like to make a motion to sponsor ordinance number 19-19 and move for its adoption.
I second the motion.
Councilor Austin?
Yay.
Councilor Martin?
Yay.
Councilor Gaddison?
Yay.
Councilor Smith?
Yay.
Councilor Graham? Ordinance 19-19 is passed. Ordinance number 20-19, an ordinance to amend section 333.01H1B, section 333.01H1C, and section 333.01H1D of the codified ordinances of the city of East Cleveland to comply with section 4511.19G1B, section 4511.19G1C, and section 4511.19G1D of the Ohio Revised Code, increasing the period within which penalties are enhanced for operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol, a drug of abuse, or a combination of them, OVI, for the prior OVI conviction and convictions from 6 years to 10 years, respectively, requested by the Law Department and sponsored by Councilors Nathaniel Martin and Jay Gaddison.
Madam Chairman, I move that we sponsor ordinance 2019 and move for its adoption.
Someone seconded?
I'll second.
Oh, okay. Okay. Councilor Austin?
Yay.
Councilor Martin?
Yay.
Councilor Gaddison?
Yay.
Councilor Smith?
Yay.
Councilor Graham?
Yay.
Ordinance number 20-19 is passed.
I do want to, ordinance number 2119, it reads as an emergency. This is part of the laws that were to be repealed. However, it did not show as a first read, so we now have it as an emergency. So I'll make you aware of that.
Ordinance 2119 is an emergency. Ordinance authorizing the clarification of East Cleveland Municipal Ordinance Section 517.06, Division C4, methods of conducting a bingo game, prohibition against more than 2 bingo sessions in any 7-day period, except for the volunteer firefighters organization or a volunteer rescue service organization, and declaring an emergency, requested by the legal department and sponsored by council as a whole.
Madam President, I'd like to make a motion to sponsor ordinance 21-19 and move for its adoption.
I second the motion.
Councilor Austin,
Yay.
Councilor Gettleson,
Yay.
and Ms. Martin, Councilor Martin,
Yay.
Councilor Smith,
Yay.
and Councilor Graham.
Yes.
Okay, 20-19 ordinance is passed.
21.
21.
I'm sorry. Ordinance 21-19 is passed.
Thank you. Okay, remarks and requests of the public, 3 minutes.
Dr. Patricia Bohoviak, 1894 Farmington. For anybody who didn't hear the first time, I'd like to reiterate that Dr. Henry Pettigrew will be presenting his plan for the East Cleveland schools on April 18th at 5 o'clock at Shaw High School. And whether you approve or disapprove or have other mixed feelings about it, it's, I think, useful that we all know what the plans are. Second, at Shaw High School. Yeah. The second thing is regarding 12-19 and the plans for Windermere Church. I'd just like to add a little history for people who may or may not be aware of it. Windermere Church, like many of the other buildings in the city, is connected to the former Austin Company, which had its headquarters in what became our Helen S. Brown Senior Center. They built Neal Park. They built for Standard Oil, including our buildings. The second generation had their children in my home before moving to bigger and much fancier digs. I think it's the edge of Beechwood, but it may be some, I'm not sure exactly what city it's there. In Windermere Church, there is an Austin Memorial Chapel, or there was before any renovation might have renamed it or anything. They had Strope Hall, which related to the other side of the Austin family. They had, and I don't know if they still do, a gym on the second floor of Strope Hall, in addition to the other facilities. They've had a daycare in there, under several different managements. And the Austin Company in the past has done a lot. Dick Austin, after starting the Windermere Task Force, started with a bunch of other people, and I was once on the board, Windermere Renaissance. And so there's been a lot of history with that building and that family.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Kathy Tiggs, and I am here representing the new Bristol Manor, formerly known as Windermere United Methodist Church. One thing about Windermere United Methodist Church is that its history cannot be denied. Nothing internally has changed. No names have changed. The Austin name is still there. When you drive by there, you'll see Stroke Hall still on the building. And the only thing that we've done is, with improvements across our entire country, we may have added a different name, but we are also maintaining the history of the place. It does have a gym. It does have a hall where people can go and congregate. We want to bring in, with the newness, I was there for the mayor's address on Saturday. I'm so proud to be a part of the newness and the renaissance that's going to be happening in East Cleveland. And the owner, as well as myself, we are trying to take on maintaining some old while building something new. The old cannot be denied. Our streets here in East Cleveland, I'm a Shaw, Kirk, Caledonia girl. Some things just cannot be denied and cannot be changed. But at the same time, we want to bring it on with the new generation and we want to be relevant. And in that relevancy, there are just some things that we wanted to add. Some educational pieces. It's still being used as a church. Austin Chapel is still there. And it's a wonderful place. And we've left the place as original to its original integrity as we could possibly do as bringing it up to date. So I just wanted to, anybody that might be concerned about where the building is going or what may happen to the building, it will always be Windermere United Methodist Church, no matter what title we put on it. And I'm seeing that, and we are going to bring some things to the building with some plaques. It's the first place where Rockefeller did some things. It's the first place where a couple of grants were offered. And we are going to put some of that history on plaques throughout the building. So stay tuned, and hopefully all of you can come and visit and enjoy this.
Thank you.
I have been in that building. It's gorgeous. The way they remodeling it, Juanita Gowdy, 1857, Roslyn. I just want to know, what is y'all going to do with the garage, the school? I mean, because if it's not going to be over at Roselle, do y'all have another plan where the buses and the garage can be? You know, because I had got a phone call. I passed out my flyers also, letting everybody know that, you know, a survey to see how many people would like it in the area. Fortunately, I got phone calls saying that they would love to have it, but people keep knocking on their doors saying that it's going to mess with their breathing, and the bus going to be smoking, and the traffic going to be so full that you can't even get through going to work. So, you know, that's a scare attack like we had before. This is not the first scare attack that East Cleveland had. We had a scare attack when they said that East Cleveland was broke and we will not never have no money or come up, you know, because we had to annex. That's the first scare attack that people had. The second one was when they said that we do have money, but we can't meet the funds of the police department or the fire department and stuff like that. So these are scare attacks that somebody is knocking on the doors and telling people, because I put my phone number down there for a reason to see how many phone calls I was getting. And a lot of people don't mind that the buses and stuff will be over there. The garage will be over there because they said that the area needs some facelift. You know, it need to be upgraded. But when you shut down stuff, just like the laundromat, supposed to be where Family Dollar is at, you know, now we're losing a lot of things in East Cleveland. And where is the 5-year plan where we have to have for the mayor to tell us the 5-year plan of what he's going to upgrade? Because, you know, Saturday when I went and heard you, you ain't never told us what you have a vision for, the 5-year plan for East Cleveland to come up. I know a lot of people want to come in and do some work at East Cleveland and develop East Cleveland, but a lot of our people is getting chased away. A lot of developers is getting chased away. I get phone calls saying that they don't want us up in here because guess what? They have too many rules and too many things that we have to do to get it right, but we don't mind coming, but we have to fight our way through the door. Now, who want to fight their way through the door all the time when we have a city that have a lot of land and that y'all just giving away to some of your people anyway? So now I'm saying this, it's time for a change. And it's time to change today because people need to develop in our city and we should not try to avoid them or have them grind out because we don't want them in our city. Thank you.
Hi. My name is Levita Ewan, and I'm with the Association of African American Colorful Garden. We're one of 32 gardens in the Cleveland Federation of Cultural Gardens. Our garden was dedicated in 1977, and the ambassador from Kenya came over, started at East Cleveland, walking over to the garden, started at Morning Star Baptist Church. So there is a history with East Cleveland and the garden. Our goal is to complete the garden by Juneteenth 2020. So we're on a major fundraising campaign in order to do that. We would love to have these people partner with us in some way to get our garden built. And the garden belongs to all of us. Our garden represents the past, the present, and the future. We have built the past pavilion with over $600,000. It represents our ancestors coming from Africa, going through a doorway and a quarter of no return. They were very resilient people, kings, queens. So that's in our blood. That's in our blood. Our present pavilion represents us emerging as a people in the United States. So we've come to the top of our game in every area: music, science, history, medicine, president of the United States of America. With a vision for the future, for our future generations to know that we can do anything in this country. All you need is the dedication, the know-how, that you can make it work, but it is only through the hard work of our ancestors. We would love to come back with a full presentation on our garden and tell you more about it.
Thank you, man. The Vita, right? The Vita, yours? Yeah.
Hi, this is Patricia Johnson. Mayor. I'm trying to do a event in East Cleveland called Maintain Cook. It's a humanitarian project that I'm trying to do. And I was trying to have it on August the 3rd. And I started a few months ago, but I was having a little bit of problems from the person that you're supposed to get in contact with. So then in the end, like this month, I was told to call someone named Paul. Well, I have called for about 2 months, and straight on the phone, and I'm not getting the answer. Yeah, they're not answering the phone. So that's the problem. I'm getting time is moving on. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get my date locked in. It's an event for the veterans and the disabled seniors. It's going to be a pampering event for both of them. Fundraiser. I'm going to have a lot of things going on that, for fun day annual. We want to do this annually in East Cleveland. And I wanted to do it at the Rockefeller Park. All I'm just trying to find out today, if possible, is the right contact person, whatever kind of paperwork I needed. So, because time is moving and people, radio stations, they're trying to get the date. And I just want to make sure I'm going to be able to do this because, I don't usually do stuff in 3 months. I usually do 6 months to a year. So I'm just looking at the time and I got a lot of things in order. I just have to get that date so I can get that locked in. So that's one of the things I'm interested in. And number 2, I was interested in some property as far as like some of the buildings, turning into Safeway houses. So I went down to your housing department and talked to the guy downstairs, and it's been like a month and a half, and I never got the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? And I'm caught doing the same thing, and I'm interested. I love East Cleveland. I'm Cleveland, but I love East Cleveland. I live in Cleveland, but I've done everything in East Cleveland. Black city. Should get together and do it. This should be the baddest city in the world. That's the way I feel. I love East Cleveland. I'm just trying to do some things here. Maybe get one of the buildings for the homeless. And that's why I'm trying to find out like this building that's already estimated. That's not going to get demolished, but if the brickers be there, maybe I can buy it and see what I can do with that. So thank you. Your name again? Patricia Stevens Johnson.
You get an answer.
I'm glad you said that because I've had several calls accepting reference to calling saying no. I'm saying that I agree with her because I've had several calls that people have called me in reference to what was the numbers they had called and never gotten a reply back. This has been going on for weeks and months, and they have not got a reply back. I couldn't get it. So something needs to be checked. Something going on here. Number one, now picking on council. You cannot discuss legislation to which time you have a sponsor. And I don't like the format you have here. I don't know who changed it or who authorized it to be changed, because you sponsor something, they got it at the bottom where you were supposed to be sponsored, etc. That's backwards. Number two, you cannot address any ordinance or resolution before you have a sponsor to sponsor it and get it before you. Then that's when you discuss it. You don't discuss it because the clerk reads it and then you go ahead and discuss it. That's not the way legislation passed or discussion come in. So you're doing it backwards. It wasn't a matter that I didn't want the law director to discuss the issue, but you cannot discuss it until you call for discussion. Abandon the discussion. Then you discuss it or what have you. You don't discuss something before you get it before you. And secondly, when you are amending or deleting something, you should have that also included, what you are deleting or add an addition to. You just don't delete something and do not stipulate what you are deleting. Just putting some numbers down, or section this, section that, or what have you. It must be included in the resolution. I don't know who writes the ordinance or whoever, but that is totally backwards and it doesn't make any sense. If the mayor is not present when you call, or his assistant, or not assistant, but if the law director or the finance director or the service director is not here, answer whatever, you move on. You don't go back to your agenda when you done ask for that position. You go back and ask, then you let him do whatever he comes in late. He do it at the end of when you call it remarks at that time. You don't go back. He come in late or whatever when you done pass that. You move on with your agenda. That's all. I'm just helping you out. The charter review. I think that you put in too much into it as far as going out here getting somebody else. You need to get people that is cognizant how government operates and policies and procedures. And I remember. Let me finish my sentence, please. As there was something discussed here about Ohio Revised Code, and I would implore you to read Section 87 of the Charter and saying what when the Ohio Revised Code takes place.
My name is Paul Clinton Davis Jr. I live at 13855 Superior. And I woke up today and today. Anybody in here woke up to get the same thing? Infection. She ain't here, but Gladys and Romaine, that's people in school. They come out here all the time. I wish they came up just to sit there. Come up to help y'all. Anything they tell y'all, it's the truth. What he just got them telling you, it's the truth. See that sign up there? You see the sunshine up there? It's the sunshine law. There's things we do on Sunday, we ain't supposed to, because of the sunshine law. You don't know the law. I'm just trying to help you people. Sorry. Y'all don't know how famous y'all are, how great you are in this city. Y'all control this whole city. Anybody put a hole in the ground, you should know about it. Y'all the people. When you come in here, this is Black History every day. Y'all. You have 6 councils, you only need 5. Anybody comes to that door, they ain't bringing nothing. They want something. So they know you got it. You have to pay attention. I'm going to tell you. Don't get on these telephone. Yes, I watch it. Everything y'all do. Trust me. You know that. The service department, they need a raise. Because by the end of May, April, this whole city gonna be green. Grass everywhere. Them poor people work. Winter, pick up dogs, dead dogs, cats. I don't know what we do without them. They need a raise. Pay attention. What old man was telling you, pay attention. Watch what you say. Because he don't make the FBI, they don't call you. They come to your house, open the door up, say, we want to talk to you. Ain't nothing you can do. When you sign this paper and stuff, make sure you're doing the right thing. And Mary, you is right. The city has changed. It has changed. Go out and look at it. It ain't like it used to be. When I first came in this room, what? Call the doctor. I came in here because my dog bit a white man. I was scared to death. It was all white in here. I paid $35. So glad I have to what to do. Thank you.
My name is John Parker, 1257 on 35th Street. I'm really not here to really make any complaints. I just really want to do more of a grid analysis. And I'm going to start off with this old cliche as far as if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. But now, in this new administration here, I realize that you are part of the solution. And by me saying that is that what has been going on in these treatments has been going on for the last 30 years. All this backstacking, all this whatever, everything, but nobody really doing anything for the city itself. Now I see you all roll up your sleeves and you get out there, you get down and dirty with it, and I like that. In the meeting, it was beautiful. 2 years ago, that room would have got full with half the people. Did you all see the people that was there? That just shows the beauty of what you are creating in this city. And I'm really impressed by that. You're not like this old administration. All it did was talk and backstab, do everything, and then go home and wait for the next meeting so they can backstab each other more. It's not. They're doing this here. But I see this. You're on top of your game. You show professionalism and pride. I like what you are doing. And the city is really showing it by as far as what you're putting out here. It's going to take time. Sure, I know you can't do it all. But I tell you one thing: if anybody run for your election, they're not going to win because you're always doing something that is good for the community. Like I said, this started 30 years ago when you all were kids. You all was in either grade, elementary school or middle school, and here you are now, the leaders of this community, and you're doing a good job. And I'm not going to complain about you anything because this all started when you were kids, but you're doing a good job now. And the worst thing out was, and saying about these people was doing all this stuff and people was coming up behind their back and whatever and destroying the city while they're arguing and bickering and getting the worst thing that happened to me, the worst thing that really happened was when they went up there in the park and strangled our swabs. I said, how? I'm up.
Justin Anderson, 14436 Terrace Road. East Cleveland is thriving. Businesses are coming in at a rate like no other. Developers are running in here. We're building houses and we're bringing in tax revenue. We're doing such great things. Sorry, I beg to differ. I go by the facts and I go by papers and what's written in paper. I don't go by what somebody's saying. Just like she mentioned, the plan, 5-year plan, we still haven't seen yet for that east end of the city. We are not headed in the right direction. We're headed for gentrification. And if any of you can't see it, then I don't know what to tell you. But when they raise the taxes up on you and you got to get out here because you can't afford it, I can afford it. I can live here. I can live Beechwood, anywhere I want to live. I can afford it. It's fine with me. But when you get out, if they kick you out because you can't afford it and they gentrify you out, I'm going to laugh. I don't care. I'm going to laugh because people like that come up here and you get lied to by our elected officials and act like the grass is green for us. No, it's rusty brown. Speaking of grass, we paid the mayor's campaign manager $30,000 for half a month last year for some work that was half done. We need to make sure that the grass is contracted next year instead of giving his campaign manager, which is his best friend, all that money to cut some grass when he doesn't know how to do his job. Also, I'm glad that the auditor is doing some sort of audit. That's just the first step of what I've been talking with them about. I've been communicating with them, and we will push and keep making sure that every department of the city is audited, including this council, and the work that they do. How many of you know how to write legislation? I do agree with him. You are getting along better. That's good. But is that bringing in developers? Is that increasing revenue? Is that increasing our population? Walgreens is leaving because we didn't tore down half the city, ran half the people out. So now they're leaving because they're not getting enough customers. How many of you know how to write legislation? Instead of having Mrs. Hemmings or Dr. Guy write it, you all should all know how to write legislation. The Sunshine Law, Robert Rules of Orders. You all should have, one of you should have at least 24 or Sunshine Law certificates. 2, 1, 3. However long you've been here, you should have that many certificates. And yes, we have decreased our outstanding balances, but we cannot forget we still have millions and millions of dollars in legal fees that we owe for cases we done lost, for abuse from our police department and things like that. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we have to inform the residents and not be so deceptive when we talk about certain things and give them both sides of the aisle. It's good that we are getting that balance down, but we owe so much in legal fees, we'll never get out of that.
Hi everyone, my name is Chris Canfield. I'm representing EC Disrupt is the name of my organization now. As I try to get things set up to go, I found out that getting internet service here is spotty. What's the name of your organization again? EC Disrupt. EC Disrupt. So as I saw that nobody wants to take responsibility, depending on the street here, for providing internet services, I started to put together some information, and at ward meetings, if I was able to come and start to find out where these gluts are and these dark spots of internet availability, I made a contact with a place in Detroit that had an initiative that could provide Wi-Fi to anybody in the city that wants it, and it's a real sustainable model. It actually doesn't. It's all done on used equipment and volunteers. So I don't know. I think it's something we can talk about. If you have a job, you can't get a paycheck stub anymore if you don't have internet access. Also, I just started putting together a lot of things because I was appalled at what I saw when I saw, again, just another big thing to the city. So if y'all can let me know when your council or your meetings are, board meetings are, I can come, give the information I have and at least get an idea how big the problem is and what we can do about it, all right?
Thank you.
Next, we move to response of council and mayor to the remarks of the public, 5 minutes. Mayor King, the floor.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you all for coming out tonight. As always, we'll be around afterwards with any further questions or concerns of me. I wanted to touch on a few of the residents' points. Mr. Parker, thank you so much, kind sir, for your kind words. Saturday's address was well received. One of the best things about it was the residents' address. Any resident who's part of one of the neighborhood groups could have gave that address. So much of that credit goes to you, our East Cleveland residents, for stepping up and caring about your city once again, bringing back that neighborhood mindset, getting to know your neighbors, getting active. It's going to take all of that. Not just us up here as your elected officials. We're hoping you put in the work as well, help us all rebuild this city. Ms. Johnson and Nathan Cook, I think I remember hearing a little bit about this. You were in the right department with Mr. Leach to talk about getting the park. You also want to ask him about the documentation. You can provide that to you there so far as getting a property out of the city land bank. A lot of residents or would-be investors mistakenly believe that the city owns a number of these buildings. The city literally has to watch a property deteriorate in front of its eyes. That's bad for the residents who stay across the street, because until it deteriorates to a point where it's unlivable, we cannot tear it down because it's still privately owned. So we literally have to watch it deteriorate till we can stamp it unlivable, and then through a process we can tear it down. If you don't own it, you can't sell it, you can't allow anyone to go in it, take anything out of it. Ms. Lewis with the cultural garden, love the idea. Unfortunately, it's not in East Cleveland, so I'm not sure, besides our moral support and speaking about it, what all we can do, a proclamation to be fine. Windermere Methodist Church, I grew up in that church. I remember the different halls and the basketball court, and I was also in daycare. I grew up on that street, so wish you luck over there. Council President, that concludes my report. Unless there's any questions or concerns.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to talk about a personal issue. Before I came back on Monday, my oldest sister, Susan Austin, was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. So my mom got the news and she was crying and going through all those gyrations, but I believe. When I say I believe, I say, well, my sister called me today and said she's getting out of the hospital. I believe. And the same faith that I put in my Lord and Savior, I believe that we as a people, as a body, as a city, if we keep on doing these little things, things don't keep on getting better. And if we keep on investing individually, like Lady King, I'm investing. Councilman Martin, investing. Councilwoman Gadsden, Councilman Smith, Madam President, I'm investing. We don't do this. And I say that because somebody called the police on me last week. I was out on Terrace picking up tires. I think it was about 8, 9 tires on the back of my truck. I don't remember, like this and 10. Somebody called the police and I went down page. I'm gonna continue my route until I get back to the service department. This place, because there's the we don't need to have on our block. And when I got down there, I seen the police, 2 police cars pulled up behind me. So I'm looking around to see what's going on. They said, no, you. I'm like, me? And I started laughing because I was happy. Because somebody in the city cared enough to say, you know what, we're not taking it anymore. So if you think it's going to be okay for you to jump in our city, you're not taking it anymore. Somebody cared enough to call the police, and I was happy. That person didn't let Dr. Guy know yet who they are, so I can give them some kind of cake or a donut for coffee. But the bottom line is, I'm serious when I say that, because I want to recognize those folks that care enough to do something great. That was a micro contribution to what we need to have done around here. And that's my time, and I respect it. So, again, Councilman Austin, I appreciate y'all all. Be blessed.
Thank you, Councilman.
Madam Chairman, excuse me, I rise to speak. I'll be very brief. Kathy Tiggs.
That was only 2 minutes. The guy took my time.
Are you a minister? I think it was a year ago, Valiant, we went to the church on a Saturday. I was, when you and I go back.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for what you're doing here. There's a lot of history there. I wanted to share with you guys that 7 years ago, we had a big breakfast. And Marsha Fudge was the keynote speaker. The place was packed. And we was on TV and everything. So some great things have happened at that particular church. The Vita Ewing, you know a guy named Carl Ewing? Okay, is he a great guy or what? Okay. And I was looking at your board, okay? And because me and Carl go way back when I used to run a place called the Huff House on 97th Street, dealing with young people. I had a basketball team, girls soccer team, all like that. But I was impressed by your honorary board. Let me run this at you. Bishop Ellis on 105, Stephanie McHenry, Reverend Dr. Otis Moss, Hilton Smith from your church, Carl, the Honorable Mayor, former Mayor Michael White, a Kappa, okay, and the Honorable Mike Nelson, who's the judge now, a Kappa. Kappas have done a lot of things, so I want to encourage what you're doing and we'll support you with a resolution, anything along that line, okay. I also wanted to bring up what's happening. A lot of good things are happening in the city, but you need to hear this. And I sound like a broken record, but I'm not going to let it go. At Lakeview and Euclid, we have Circle East. It was built about 5 years ago. Connected University Circle. No problem. Okay. They're getting ready to do in the next few months, Mayor, Circle East too. See, this is people connecting University Circle with a lot going on. What I'm saying to you guys, and if you have ears, listen. We have the land and we have the location. They want it. So either we work together and they'll take it, or we stay on top of what we must do to make this thing work. And this council is trying to do that. But the council can only do so much. It's about what one of my colleagues would say, the health issues, the rights and needs of the people. It's about the people. It's always about the people. They have to step up. They have to do their part. They have to get out of their houses, get away from computers, and create community. Something that we try all the time. East Cleveland is a gem. With the blight and all like that, we have location. You can get on Windermere or the Superior Rapid here in East Cleveland and go anywhere in the world. We have the health line that runs at peak times every 6 minutes. No one has that. But we have to treasure what we have and work together. This council is trying to do it. The mayor is trying to do it. So we're trying to be positive and we're trying to do our part. But we can't do it by ourselves, Joey Graham, Ernest Smith, Jay Gaddison, Tim Austin. We need the people. That's what it's all about. I thank you for those who are doing things, positive things. We need prayer. Okay? And I want to say, Brother Ewing, your church, Great Apple Senior, doing some great things. They're doing a project that's going to be phenomenal, getting people work. All right? Me and Ewing go back when I was a teenager. Okay? 97th Street. Remember that? Right. So, we are hopeful and we are bullish about East Cleveland. Let the people know. I spoke. Thank
First, I wanted to thank Mr. and Mrs. Ewing for coming to our council. It was a great project. I reason why I invited them is because as an African American community, and because this monument takes up such a vast part of the cultural gardens going through Martin Luther King, I thought it would be kind of positive for the city to kind of put its fingerprint sort of stamp on it somehow by being engaged either by volunteering or what have you. So I wanted to thank them again for coming. I also wanted to thank Ms. Johnson for her event that she is attempting to put on. I definitely don't think people give enough reverence to American vets, so I really appreciate that effort. Also, Mr. Canfield, your attempt to bring about internet access for all, I'm assuming within East Cleveland, that is very commendable as well. I wanted to thank Mr. Parker for his kind comments. That is definitely a breath of fresh air to get such positive support from residents. And then finally, I just wanted to talk about the development that is happening in Ward 2, because as I sit up here, I hear a lot of discussion about Ward 2 and the proposed development or the plans for that area. And one thing that keeps coming up is development and the idea that developers are being run away or being restricted or handicapped in some way from developing in that area. And I would like to use the bus garage as an example. So the bus garage, we offered alternative locations that would strike a balance between what residents want and need and helping out the school system to negate their storage expenses. In terms of people knocking doors, if there are people out there knocking doors, I would like for you to please call the council office so that can be reported to the police department and have somebody come around there. To have someone come around there, well, if there's going to be, or if there are people employing scare tactics, then that is definitely something that needs to be reported because all of our residents should feel safe in their homes. So I wanted to thank you for bringing that to my attention. And again, please, Ms. Sally, you have my contact information. Please report any incidents like that to, again, the council's office, or you can call me directly. With that, and I will then communicate that to the police force. But I just wanted to reiterate that no developers are being turned away. Now, we may suggest alternative locations within the city, but I know I personally would not turn away a dollar that will help the city. But I do have to be mindful of the types of developments that you bring into which part of the city. So that is, the ideology that I use. And the next Ward 2 meeting, Mr. Canfield, Ward 2 meetings are always the last Monday of every month at Stephanie Touchdown Center from 6 to 8 p.m. The March meeting was canceled, but there will be an April meeting, so I do encourage you, as well as all residents of Ward 2 to attend. And that concludes my comments.
Thank you, Madam President, my colleague, Mr. Mayor, Madam Law Director, our great clerk, Dr. Guy. Most importantly, as I say each and every week, each and every day, thank you to my great neighbors, our residents. Thank you for coming out. I'll make this very brief. I want to thank every one of you, whether some agree with you or not, for having the love in your heart to come up to these meetings and express yourself. So many people sit at home and do nothing and express themselves and wonder why nothing gets done. So I want to thank each and every last one of you, whether you agree with each other, whether you agree with us. There is no doubt that there has been a lot of positive change in these past 2 years. We all know that it's a whole lot of work to be done. So I don't disagree with anyone who came up here to speak, whether it was positive, whether it was negative. We can't dictate what people see out of their eyes and what they've been seeing for years. Some people see the negativity, some people see the positivity. Only thing we can do is keep working. I do want to reiterate what Mr. Brother Park said, that this is 20, 30 years in the making. I mean, somebody dropped the ball back then. Some people still around to this day, but they, always want to blame the present official. But the bottom line is a lot of situations, a lot of things got messed up years ago. And I mean years ago. So we must keep that in mind before we come up here and try to throw stones at the present officials. I just want to real quick get to my Ward 3 report like I usually do. I want to thank the administration in general, but the service department in specific for getting that dump up on 133rd. But like I stated, as soon as it was up, it's more dump got placed there. I dug in the dump and got an address and an old tag, and I know that the administration is the police is after the guy who's dumping. So a lot of times things like dump get up, it gets picked up, but then people come dump right behind it. So people think that the elected officials didn't get the dump up. But we need you all to keep your eyes open, be vigilant, be alert. Don't put yourself in any danger, because we can't do it all. The people has to be the first line of defense. We need license plate numbers, colors of cars, colors of trucks. A lot of these people that have been caught dumping live right in the great city of East Cleveland. These people are our neighbors. We must whip the video camera out, do whatever we have to do to encourage them to stop dumping. The mayor didn't mention it, but I'll mention it. What he calls the pothole killer truck is out and about. I was very happy to see that. Now, please don't come up here cussing us out in a couple months. It's a temporary fix for the time, but I actually rolled down a street that I were not able to ride down yesterday because of the pothole. So the pothole killer is out. Street signs, thanks to the residents that called and came up here talking about the street signs on Graham and Garden. They are up. But before we do that, speaking of Graham, the people of Garden had their street paved on the sewer district. The people of Graham went through the same exact thing that the people of Garden went through with the trucks and all that. I know I'm out of time, so I don't have to say what happened to the street. We all know what happened to the street. The people of Graham are very upset, and they would love for the sewer department to pave their street like they did Garden. Some residents even saying that that's what they were told, that the street was going to get paved. Graham and Garden, I can see them going through the same thing with the trucks, and we all know the sewer district said that they were going to pave any streets in East Cleveland that they mess up, and we said that we will hold them accountable. So that's what I'm here to do. All right. I believe that's it. Yes, but keep working. Please keep working. With whatever your form of community work is much appreciated. Remember that no one up here destroyed the city or put the city in the conditions that it is in today. We work very hard. We do a lot of extra things that's not on the books that says that is our job to do. So me personally, I beg you to come out with us and work with us. I can say a lot more, but this is a very positive meeting today. I love the the garden. I love to try to get the building for the homeless people. I love the church right here. I'm in love with the old East Cleveland history. So I'm very happy that someone is doing something with the Windermere Church. I'm very grateful. I will be visiting, and I'm trying to run my whole time. So, I thank you very much. I appreciate you all. That concludes my report, Madam President. Thank you.
I just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. It's a very productive meeting. When I first got on council in 2016, we had maybe one piece of legislation and we made it at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, arguing and bickering and, a lot of destructive behavior. And it still continues, but it's minimalized. What you're seeing is a spark that is starting to pass on to everyone. And so I'll start with this. I have no more power over this body than anyone else in the sense that we all have a vote. So my job is to facilitate the meeting. So if it is your job to keep us and to help encourage us and remind us of the rules are made, then I expect you to follow on this way. And if we have an open meeting, public meeting, I know a lot of people are used to the old way, and maybe they wish they could go back to that. And I know change is hard, just like the format of the agenda is a little different. And some people may not like the change, but change is also good in a lot of ways. To get back on what the residents stated, as far as Ward 2, Councilman Martin, Mayor King, when we were on council, we entered into a memorandum of understanding with Cal for the target area, which is in Ward 2. The reason being is at the time the city was susceptible to a lot of liens and a lot of lawsuits, and we wanted to protect our property. Plus, we didn't have the resources or the means to maintain that property. So while we're trying to get our debt down, we didn't want to have the overhead to have to maintain the property. So we entered into a 5-year program, or memorandum of understanding with the Land Bank, and we hope to see development. So any development in that target area, and I urge anyone of you to have any questions, you can actually get that public record. And you can look at that and see what the actual target area is and see why the administration is working, I believe, with the College of Urban Affairs to see what plans that we can do with that area. So I would suggest that you talk to the administration. Also, your appointed board to Councilperson Chet Addison. As far as the bus depot, sometimes it's not good to really make flyers until everything's really finalized. And I appreciate what you're doing with county. With your flyers, but Dr. Pettigrew and the schools and the administration decided that they want to come to some type of agreement or alternative that would be a win-win for the city as well as the schools. So until that is finalized, I would be hesitant to make some kind of declarative statement as to what it is and what it isn't. When these two parties are done with their talks and have decided and legislation comes down and they like us to entertain it, then we will at that time. But that's the reason why. All of my colleagues have basically said everything. There's nothing else for me to go. But I just would encourage that we stay positive. Perception is reality. And some people think that we are up to top. But truly it's happening. It really is. And we need your encouragement. We need your prayers. And I would say that if there's any criticism or any critique, along with that, can you possibly see if there's a solution? Or an alternative that maybe we haven't looked at, that maybe we haven't thought of as a body. And I think all of us are open here. So you can contact me, contact the council office, even if it is not Ward 4. And I want to give a shout out to Voice of My People. We did our first cleanup 2 Saturdays ago. I want to thank Dr. Mahoviak came out, Dustin Anderson came out to clean up, Ms. Rosie cooked for us. We had about 10 or 15 kids that actually cleaned from Shaw and Hayden down to Mann, then we did Mann Avenue, then I was like half 134, but I didn't want to tire them out, so it was their first cleanup. But they wanted to come back, and so I urge all of you, if you want to, we'll put it on Facebook, we'll try to get as much information out there as possible. You want, even if it's just there to mention one of these kids or one of these, young adults, we really appreciate it. And with that being said, God bless, have a good night.
Madam Clerk, I move that the meeting be adjourned.
Second.